Kamusta na kayo?
Hola, hola, everyone.
What's poppin', everybody? My name is Nico Blitz.
I'm Jackie Ramirez.
And welcome back to the Mexipino podcast. We are in here like swimwear. Actually, this time with no guest.
Yeah, no guest. It's just us today. Sorry for anyone who's disappointed. But we have some guests coming more actually in the next lots of episodes. So,
yeah. Should we forward tease our upcoming guest?
I think we could give maybe like a hint, not necessarily say their name, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, our hint for our upcoming guest on the next podcast is actually a DJ. Mm-hmm. She's a very prominent DJ based out of here in LA.
Yeah, and she actually has Mexipino in her family.
Yeah,
so
she does.
She does have Mexipino in her family. So we're super excited. I've never gotten the chance to actually sit down and talk with this person. And I kind of want to bring up some stuff.
Because a lot. Go ahead.
Because a lot of people insinuate that or have this idea that her and I hate each other, and we don't. Yeah. And we actually really like each other. Yeah. So I think it's just gonna be funny to kind of get that over with.
Yeah, well, shout out to our forward guest. You can make sure you check her out on the next podcast.
Yeah.
But on this podcast, we actually want to reference something that happened in the last one. Shout out to Cook, because whenever we have Cook on here, shit just starts to go viral, low key.
Cook is such, I think, an amazing guest. And I think such an amazing podcaster in general. He just loves to talk.
Yeah.
And he's really great. We love Cook. I've known him now for almost 4 years. Yeah, almost 4 years. And I think you've known him a little bit longer.
I've known him a little bit longer, but Cook always talked about wanting to have a podcast. If DJ Cook Beats ever made a podcast, I would listen religiously, as if I'm going to church every Sunday.
Yeah, he was a really great guest. A lot of you guys really liked it when we have guests on. You guys also really love Cook. So it's been awesome. And actually, one of our clips went viral yet again with him. It was when we were talking about toxic Bay Area codes and for men and women.
It's funny because it seemed like there was a general consensus when it came to the most toxic Bay Area code is the 408, which is basically the San Jose area. But we actually wanted to creep into some of the comment section and just share with you guys the funny comments that we saw.
Yeah, so we actually have some of them pinned on our Instagram. So if you guys want to go check out the clip that we're talking about at Mexipino Podcast on Instagram, and then you can just scroll through the comments. There's so many comments right now that it's hilarious.
Yeah.
The first and the one that we pinned automatically was this guy Trey2C, and he said, This for the girls in San Jose, Stockton, Modesto, she choosing for show. And that's actually a Larry June quote. And then somebody responded to him, not the Larry June quote.
Not the fucking Larry June quote, man. But shit, Larry June knew what's up. And then that dude knew what's up.
Yep, that is true.
So another quote that I found was from Jefe Vegas on IG.
A comment.
Comment.
You keep on saying quote.
I know, I keep on saying quote. I don't know why. Y'all gonna act like the 707 don't exist, like they don't all own Nissan Altimas and shit. And damn, bro, you really trying to put 707 out there. And first of all, I'm not really out in the Vallejo Fairfield area at all. So forgive me because I'm not really out there. So I don't really know.
It's just funny how some guys, and it's funny because us girls do it too. We associate certain cars with toxic people.
Oh my God. It's the guys, and specifically even the Nissan Altimas, babe, it's the guys who drive as if the revving is supposed to make everybody want to pay attention to them.
Yeah, it's if you're a guy and you have a Dodge or a Dodge Challenger or, Mustang, and you rev that shit and the muffler sounds so bad and you think I'm supposed to get wet. I don't. It's actually really fucking annoying.
That should be a red flag to begin with. No, driving a Dodge or a Nissan?
A Challenger, Mustang, Camaro, all those, you just know they're automatically automatic stay away from those guys. And but then the guys will always say if she has a Nissan Altima, or if she has a Corolla or whatever, you need to stay away from her. And it's just so funny how we associate cars with toxic people. I think that's hilarious.
It's 1,000. You know what's so funny is that it was when I first moved out here is when I finally saw so many people driving those, and I'm like, I'm literally surrounded by dickheads and assholes.
Yeah, and like what's funny is that like there's also like these stereotypes that really go with it too. Like a lot of like the guys who own like Dodge, like Camaros and like Mustangs and all that, they're sometimes mainly like have to do with like law enforcement or they're in the military. And the two people that I know that have those cars, one's in law enforcement and one's in the military.
Oh my God.
And yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, at some times I would say there's no shade, but literally I'm throwing shade like
No,
on
literally.
this specific thing. Like I will.
Yeah.
Y'all need to watch South Park because there's a very cool episode about people driving Harleys and whatnot. I'm not gonna mention anything, but just watch that episode.
Yeah, if you're on like YouTube or TikTok, just look up South Park Harley and you'll find it.
You'll find the rest.
So another comment was Kevin Play.
Okay.
He literally commented, "We're number one. We're number one."
I know he was happy. He was happy
to be the most toxic area code in the Bay.
And I want to piggyback off of that specific comment too, because this guy, Us Hefner, he had said, well, at least people recognize us as the Bay. I know, LOL, I can tell people from everywhere else talking about how San Jose ain't the Bay, but no one else saying it now. And I'm just like, but San Jose, it's the Bay.
It is the Bay.
There's like a little bit of water that touches the actual city of San Jose, so it is the Bay.
I heard or I read somewhere that you can distinguish what is the Bay and what isn't if Bart touches it or not.
And that's a discussion that we had with Cook because Bart does not go to San Jose, but the water touches it.
Okay, thanks, Benny, for ruining that. I appreciate it. Benny's like toy is squeaking like hella. I love how he always does this. Hold on, guys.
1 second.
You can talk to them, babe.
Yeah. But yeah, like San Jose is definitely the Bay, y'all. I'm just saying, for everyone who's living in LA, they're probably y'all are probably just like, well, we don't care about this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's so dumb. But then again, we have like this like ongoing like argument here in LA, like. Is OC the LA or is OC LA or is it not? And I don't think it is. It's the OC. Like I don't know what other way to put it.
Well, yeah, to like split the map too. Like I mean, think about the baseball teams.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I just I don't know. I don't think OC is considered LA. I think it's just a different world out there. I think, like, in OC it is. Like, if you go to OC and you're, like, a person of color, you automatically, like, you're like, should I be here right now?
You want to rehash the story when you and I went to OC for the first... Yeah, to Newport Beach for the first time?
Yeah, so we actually went to Newport as, like, one of our dates, which is actually the day that Nico asked me to be your girlfriend, no?
I believe it was. Yeah.
I think that was the same day. Yeah, I think you asked me to be your girlfriend that day. And we went to Newport because we were going to go get some noodles from, oh my gosh, what is it called?
Wynn's Kitchen.
Wynn's Kitchen, yeah, shout out Wynn's Kitchen. And we go, and we're ordering, we get our food, and then we're going to like, you know what, let's go eat by the beach. Like, this will be cute, da-da-da-da. And we're like, okay, so as we're driving to the beach, which is not even like a 5-minute drive, we're at a crosswalk, and every single person in that crosswalk that's walking is just staring us down in the car.
And let me remind you, this is smack in the middle when the pandemic was like just announced.
Yeah, like pandemic just announced. There's an interracial couple in Newport Beach, and it's also in the height of a certain presidential term.
Elect. Yeah.
Yes, presidential term, presidential elect. And so we're just like, I don't think we should be here. Like at one point I was like, I think something is going to happen to us and we got to go. Like, this is not okay.
We're about to get Americanized.
And then, so that's why I feel like just the OC in general is just like a completely different world than like LA.
Yeah. But, I think someone coming from NorCal, like if we were looking at SoCal, we did tend to like bunch everything up together, right?
Yeah.
And so like growing up there, I always thought that LA and Orange County and San Diego were all like so close to each other.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't even. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
But since we're talking about LA a lot, like Jackie actually wanted to bring up we wanted to piggyback off of the segment that we made last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought you were gonna ask the question.
Oh yeah. So basically, we want to bring up the LA area codes and make this the addition of what we did last time. So, out of all the LA area codes, which one has the most toxic guys and or girls?
Let me just bring up my blocked numbers list.
Jesus
no, I'm
Christ.
just kidding. I would say the 562.
Okay.
562. 818. Yeah.
So can I put my 2 cents in? So we live in the 818. We live in the
But we
valley.
don't have 818 area codes.
Yeah. But I would personally say that the 818 does have the most toxic because just like myself, this is where all the transplants live.
Yeah, that's true. I actually feel like, yes, we could go area codes, but I feel like LA has very minimal area codes. You get me? So I'm just gonna shout out some cities that I think are toxic.
Do your thing.
Whittier, Downey, shout out Downey, Southgate.
Oh my God.
Long Beach. What else is toxic? Damn. I don't know.
But let me ask you. So
those are the top ones that Brea.
Brea's toxic? Brea,
yeah.
Brea seems like a nice home, family home type place.
Yeah, but then that's where a lot of some privileged kids come out of there. So
okay, so let me ask you this. Why the first place
La Puente.
The first place that came to mind for you was Whittier. What is so bad about Whittier?
I don't know. I just think of La Serna High School, and it's the ick. Because all personal experiences.
Damn. You know who we need to get on the podcast now? We need to get Abby De La Rosa because she's from Whittier.
Leche's from Whittier too.
Oh, Leche's from shit. I mean if Lechero's from Whittier.
Yeah. Shout out Leche.
Hey man. Hey, no shade to my boy Lechero, but if Lechero is from Whittier.
Yeah, he's from Whittier.
Damn.
So yeah. But I would say top 3 probably Whittier, Downey, Southgate. Southgate is kind of close to Downey. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say those. Those are my cities because I feel area codes if you have a 562 area code, it covers so many different.
So much ground.
Yeah. So
you might as well have just put the zip codes.
Literally. That's actually hella funny that you bring that up. Someone commented a zip code comment in our area code, and I was just why does this area code have so many numbers? I was oh wait, this person actually thought that we were asking for zip codes. Y'all need to learn the difference between zip codes and area codes.
But you know what, I do have the comment on here right now. If we go back to the toxic Bay Area zip code, this guy Blaze put 96706. So if you are from 96706, I'm so sorry, but this dude Blaze put y'all on blast right now, dog.
Let me see. Oh, wait. Hold on. It says post 96706.
That's what I got.
California zip code.
I don't even know what city that is, if I'm being completely honest.
Why does it say it's a zip code in Hawaii? That's so funny.
Is it? It's Hawaii?
It says 96706 Ewa Beach in Hawaii.
Ewa Beach.
Ewa Beach.
Yeah.
Ewa Beach.
Damn, so Hawaii's toxic.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. 96706. I don't know. Unless that's a Bay Area zip code. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
Okay, so babe, let me ask you this too. Which LA city or area code has the best food?
Damn.
I got a couple in mind.
I have a couple.
I can't do them by area code, but I can do them by city.
I think we could do it by city. I think obviously East LA. East LA has I think it depends on where you go too, to be honest. If you want Asian food, like you could go to Monterey Park.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know, and you can stop by like mom and pop shops there. East LA, mom and pop shops. You could get like fucking tacos on the street corner. Like that's literally it. Like, damn. I just think it really depends on like where you're going for what it is that you want. You know?
That's true. I mean, if you go to like East LA, Montebello area, they definitely have like better Mexican food.
Yeah.
I think personally though, like as much as I believe the 818 is very toxic for, you know, guys and girls, I feel like the 818 for the most part has a wide selection of food that is not as good as everywhere else, but is just good enough.
Yeah, I feel like the 818 like Valley is like you can find like a wide selection of food over here, but it's like all overpriced shit too at the same time, because like once you get into like the Valley and certain zip codes over here, like I'll be damned, like literally ever since moving to like the Valley, like I can't get my eyebrows threaded for $7 anymore.
I'm fucking
like
dead.
Like literally everything over here is like bundle packages, and like you have to pay like $120. Like there's no services that are like better. Like I literally would be getting like not my eyebrows threaded back home in Montebello and East LA for $9, and let's say $12 including tip. And over here, I have to get my eyebrows like fucking plucked, not threaded. I have to get them plucked. I have to get them laminated. I have to get them tinted. And then if I don't, then I can only get like 2, but it still costs me like 80 fucking bucks. Like
Jesus Christ.
It's like a lot. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty crazy with like the price difference and like just differences in food in general, like
yeah
between cities. I will say though, I think for like if you want to get that like hipster feel of like certain places, you can go to Echo Park, but you could also get like the LA feel if you go to Echo Park too.
So that's kind of like the happy medium. Echo Park. I would agree to that.
So I don't know.
Well, shit, shout out to Echo Park. You might be #1 for the Mexipino podcast, which is ironic because we don't really go there too much.
Shout out to Don Boni, though, and by Mariachi Plaza in East LA, or, well, actually, Boyle Heights. You've been there? That's the birria place.
Oh, yeah, that place is fire. That place is fire.
That's literally right by White Memorial Hospital.
Yeah.
Shout out to Don Boni.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. They have actual goats on their wall while you eat goats. That is crazy.
It's a picture of goats, not actual goats.
I'm just saying. Speaking of LA, though, something very big happened for the Filipino community.
Yeah.
As of recently, shout out to our guy Joe Coy. Well, actually, Jackie's guy Joe Coy, because you know they're friends over at the cruise show.
Yeah, well, he's a friend of the cruise show. I've met him like twice now. I think you met him once. And yeah, like he hosted the Golden Globes, which a shout out to like all the winners from the Golden Globes. I think like there's so many shows that we watch and so many shows that we still should watch.
Yeah.
Movies. The Bear literally landslided.
Yes, chef.
Shout out to Beef, Ali Wong and Steven Yeun. Literally they fucking killed their roles in Beef. I had anxiety most of the time, and I remember we binge watched it in one night, and we literally did not go to sleep until 3 a.m.
We literally started this show, Beef. It was like, what, 8 episodes, something like that?
Yeah, something like that, but we started like around like 8 or 9 p.m.
Yeah, and we literally just went straight through because we were like, this is so fucking good, and I've never done that in my life, not for a show, and I'm just like, dude, like, this shit is so good. And it was funny because Beef won so many Golden Globes. And I turned to Jackie at one point and I was just like, damn, babe, I feel so represented at the Golden Globes this year. Yeah. Not that I've watched the Golden Globes for the past couple of years because I only watched it because Joe Coy was hosting. But I was like, man, like it is so cool to be an Asian American and see other Asian Americans like really win, big trophies like this.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of like people were very well deserving of this. I think, the hot topic obviously is Joe Coy and how his monologue went specifically.
Yeah.
And I don't think people really understand how, as a host, how terrifying it can be up on a stage in a room full of people that are, of a certain status.
Well, and also of a completely different ethnicity.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, like, there's gonna be jokes that like Joe Coy can't make because they won't get it,
Yeah.
And I think he did say at some point in his monologue that he only got this job 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And like, he's like, what do you expect? Like a perfect monologue? Shut up. And he's just like, and that's true. Like, whether you have 10 months, 10 days, not everything's going to sit wrong with somebody. And I feel like in this day and age now, everybody wants to be offended by something. Like people find a reason to be offended. Yeah, people find a reason to be upset about something. And I'm not saying that like, oh, his whole monologue was perfect. No, I do think that he could have made better jokes when it came to the Barbie movie. It was a very meaningful movie. That I cried during that movie, especially during America Ferrera's like monologue.
And
during that.
honestly too, as a man watching the Barbie movie, like I completely understand that this world is very biased and we live in a very double standard world.
Yeah.
That is, that negatively affects women. So even when Joe Coy was talking about the Barbie movie specifically, talking about like all I saw was big boobies, I'm like, come on, man, you don't necessarily have to say that.
Yeah, and then like I think that yes, some jokes could have been written better.
Yeah.
I do think that he was nervous and you could see it and
you could tell.
I think he did the best job that he could in this moment in time.
Yeah.
I do think that. And like, I also think the Taylor Swift thing, the joke, it was funny.
I thought that was hilarious.
It was satire. And like, for honestly, like, it's so like being in media and being in the entertainment industry, it is so like, it's so annoying to see how news outlets and entertainment outlets just spin this like Taylor Swift didn't like this joke and da 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 and her reaction and blah blah blah. It's like, girl, like honestly, the way she reacted, I was like, this how you know her and Travis probably fight about this camera time shit. Like,
yeah, exactly, and that's what I was thinking out because you and I we watched a game back in the Bay when her team was playing the Niners, right?
Yeah, Chiefs, not her team, babe. But yes, that just shows how much they show her during the NFL games.
They show her so much, and I'm just like, I know what the NFL is doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to get all these Swifties to watch football.
And honestly, it wasn't really, if you think about it, a joke at her. It was a joke at the NFL.
Exactly.
Like, it was like you're profiting off of this amazing pop star, and I'm not saying that she isn't, but you're profiting off this amazing pop star because she's dating someone on your team, and you're just gonna be like, fuck it, we're gonna run up these numbers of people who are are watching this game because they might see Taylor Swift on screen.
Exactly. And what's funny is that I remember telling you, like, as he said that joke, I was like, I feel like the reason why Taylor Swift is mad is because her and her man more than likely have problems because of what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just speculation, honestly. That's just literally what we think.
Yeah.
But I think it was funny. I think, whether she liked the joke or she didn't, it's like, girl, you were laughing at way worse jokes during the Golden Globes. I feel like, again, when the Golden Globes happen, it's like people of a certain status and a different ethnicity that they feel like they just have to laugh at the jokes that won't make them look bad.
Well, I also, and mind you, like, I'm low-key a Swiftie. Like, I listen to Taylor Swift, and, like, I would actually love to see her Eras tour. Now, I wouldn't buy tickets, but I would love to just go, right?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I wonder what would have happened if it was like a white dude who said the joke instead, you know?
I mean, even then, like, you think about other previous Golden Globe hosts like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
And he went to fucking town on Hollywood that year. And I appreciate it. I know a lot of people, like Tom Hanks, didn't appreciate Ricky Gervais's monologue. Like, you could see that Tom Hanks was literally, like, visibly like, I don't like this man, like, da 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 da. And if, you know,
he just kept running and running with the jokes.
You literally, like, get upset about a Jeffrey Epstein joke, then that just shows more about you.
That means you were on the island, motherfucker.
Literally, like, and, like, I mean, Ricky Gervais made so many more jokes. And you have to remember, at the end of the day, these guys are comedians.
Yeah.
They're comedians. Yeah. They're not there to, like, make a movie like you did or a show like you did or act like a certain character. This is how they are. This is their living. Like, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. But at the same time, like, understand that like, it's hard to be up there as a host and, like, doing comedy in a way that, you know, is not going to, like, taint relationships. And not offend anybody. You wanna, there's this really, like, fine line of, like, what's too over the top, what's, like, just right there. And then, like, also, Joe Coy admitted he had shadow writers. And he even said at one point during his monologue, he's like, I didn't write all of these jokes, but the ones that I wrote, you're laughing at.
Yep. That part right there. And that's why, you know, it's very easy for me to defend Joe Coy in this situation. And, you know, you can even chalk it up to a little bit of, like, Filipino bias, and I totally get that. But, you know, if someone is shadow writing your jokes and the crowd isn't laughing at that because, you know, whoever the shadow writers are, just like the people who are nominating and voting in, like, whoever wins these Golden Globes, like, if they think that the general public is gonna be, like, laugh at this shit, like, more than likely they're not going to.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit of Joe Coy trying to find a balance between, like, who he is as a person and as an artist / comedian, while also trying to you know, appease to what the actual job and what the role is.
Yeah, and a piece to, like, Hollywood as well.
Exactly.
Like, it's just so, I think people, yes, I can understand why people are being harsh towards him. I think people are being too harsh on him.
Yeah.
It's literally, like, there's going to be worse people. There's going to be a person that probably made a worse joke already. You know? Yeah.
And you know what's funny too? I think he had also said something to where, like, it is very hard for him to roast people.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, like, he had told Cruz on the Cruz show. Like, I guess they had an interview with him one time, and they were talking about, like, the Comedy Central roast and that era. Yeah. And he said, you know, like, I don't, and this is prior to him even, like, getting this gig at the Golden Globes. He said, you know, he's like, I can't roast people. I feel bad. Like, I feel like I'm going to hurt someone's feelings, and then I'm going to sit on that, and I'm going to be like, fuck, like, did I really hurt them in a certain way? And he's like, I just can't roast people. And he couldn't. He tried, and he was just like, he felt bad. He said sorry at one point for some of his jokes. And as a comedian, I don't think you should say sorry for your jokes. I do think you should just go with it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if this is not his, like, style either, you got to keep that in mind too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't necessarily know if it's a Filipino thing, because I genuinely feel bad if I start roasting somebody.
You do not.
No, I do.
You roast your friends all the freaking time, and you guys, like, call each other names, and you don't even feel bad about it.
Okay, when I was younger, I felt super bad about it. Now I've found, like, a line where I'm like, cool, like, I know what line not to cross and what line I can cross.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it might be a Filipino thing. One other thing that I wanted to bring up about Filipinos, babe, and everyone listening to the Mexipino podcast, did you know that ube has been awarded as the #1 trending flavor of 2024?
2024 already?
Yeah, it's been well. It was announced in December 2023 as it is going to be the number one,
the number one trending for 2024.
Yes, it is going to be the number one trending flavor in 2024.
I see that happening. There's a lot more ube flavored things, and it's being like
shoot. I mean, Porto's got like some Porto's got some ube shit now.
Yes, Porto's has their ube like. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but they have an ube something.
I think it's a drink.
It's a drink, but like I don't know, it's an ube something. I like literally have found a love this past like year in 2023 for ube cookies, ube crinkle cookies.
Your mom loves it too.
Yeah, she does. We need to order some from Jason. And to be honest, because he has like these Oreo like dipped ones. Remember those?
Jason from SoCal Filipinos, man, we need more of that.
Yeah, shout out Brown Baked on Instagram.
Hell yeah! And it's funny too because it feels like it was the Philippines' best kept secret from like the rest of the world, but then like Filipinos, especially our guys over at the Cheat Coders podcast, Nats Blazing from Cheat Coders podcast. He was talking about it, and I just left a comment. I was like, bro, like we've been on ube our entire lives. Now it's trending in 2024. And, I don't feel salty about it. I actually love that the Filipino culture is making its way like on a global scale.
Yeah, I feel like ube is really good. I do know that there can be some desserts that are overly ubed.
Overly ubed?
Yeah, there's just too much ube.
Like what?
Like we had something recent. Like no, I think was it last year? I think we had something that it was just like an ube like. It was an ube dessert, and then it had like ube like drizzle, and then it had like ube like something else, ube flavored like toppings, and I was just like, this is a lot of ube. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I know what you're talking about. It's from Ube Nabon.
Yeah,
I love it though. Like I will overindulge on the ube. I
wasn't like used to as much ube. Yeah. They did have other like really good. Like other cinnamon buns. So
yeah. Shouts out to Ube. Shouts out to the Filipinos. We here for a dub.
Speaking of desserts, there was actually like, did you hear about the Rosca de Reyes? Like,
no,
I don't know if you know what that is.
No, can you re-explain to me and for everyone on the pod?
So Rosca de Reyes is something that you do in celebration of like baby Jesus and and on January 6th, and it's basically like this a sweetbread type of dessert. Just think about like a bunch of conchas. Really, that's literally the best way I can explain it to him because he's not Mexican. And so there's different baby Jesus like little figurines inside the bread. And you have to pick like a certain part of the bread and you cut it, and if you get the piece that has baby Jesus in it, your job is to make tamales for the next gathering. And you have to make tamales. So there's about like, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 baby Jesuses in there, or you throw a party. So
question, is it a good thing if you get the baby Jesus?
I mean, some people want to get the baby Jesus, some people don't. Like I remember we did it like a few times when I was younger, and I like would want like to cut a piece, and I remember actively not trying to get the baby Jesus. Like
you're like, Jesus, I don't want you today.
Yeah, like so but it's crazy because there's like this like well at the time, like now like the week of tradition has passed already, but apparently there was like a whole like frenzy of like people overly buying Rosca de Reyes breads at Costco.
Damn.
And I saw it all over social media. Like these people were like buying in bulk, which I mean, for Costco, you're buying in bulk, it makes sense. But like a lot of people were, were videotaping these people like buying literally like maybe 50 to 100 roscas, and they're like, "Why are you doing this? Like, let other people get a chance." It was just like a whole like frenzy. It was weird. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I felt like people were probably like lined up outside of a Costco just to grab it.
Oh no, 1,000%. And like, I guess I read like an article right here that it said these people, or like actually these people that are in San Diego, it's a San Diego Costco, and it's really actually quite close to TJ, that they're going in and buying all these like roscas like in bulk so that way they could resell them.
That is nuts.
They literally fill up 2 platform cars, like those Costco platform ones, the flat ones, with up to at least 100.
100?
100 roscas, yeah.
Oh, hell no.
It says that here that regarding like cash registers, it's estimated that around 4,000 roscas are sold every day from Costco.
And so how much do you know how much people are buying it for and then how much they're reselling it for?
It doesn't say, but it says that like a lot of people are buying the ones from Costco because they really like the ones from Costco and the flavors from there. And because some people don't have Costco memberships, that's why they're reselling them.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How much would you buy it for, just, off like a street vendor?
Off of a street vendor? Like $30.
For one?
For one. Yeah, it depends on like the size too. Yeah. Because you could get like a big one. There's small ones. There's different size ones.
Yeah.
But then like a lot of people were saying too that, like a lot of people were defending these people that were buying in bulk and saying like, hey, they're paying for them. Who gives a fuck? Like, And also too, there's the people on the other side saying like, why are you going to go to Costco and buy from there and get hella mad at these people? Go to your local bakery, your panaderia,
And you know what? I lean more so on the side of like, at some point, like the people who are like bulk buying from Costco, like you're leaning into capitalism. And that's one of the biggest issues in America. And I don't mean to get super political on this podcast. We don't necessarily talk about these things. But, if the local bakery, for example, does this on a daily basis, whether you know these people or not, like these are the people that you want to support. These are the people who are literally on the same playing field as you and are just trying to survive.
Literally, it's our community, and I feel that way too. Like I do think that like people buying 100 roscas is like ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's just like, yo, like y'all are just doing too much at this point. It's literally doing too much. That's what I think.
Because guess what? Guess who they're gonna sell to? They're going to sell to the people who are just like you or me or, their next door neighbors or whatever. They're going to sell them for the price.
That even may double. Be like double.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may be a double the price when you could go to your local, your bakery, your panaderia,
It's a shame like the way, everything is moving. And, this is just one example of how capitalism is just ruining like the minds of our people. Like, now, mind you, if you got these things and you ended up selling to white people, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, go to Orange County. If you're from that San Diego Costco and you go to Orange County and you selling your shit for like, $60, I ain't tripping. But more than likely, I don't think you're going to do that.
Yeah, I just think it's this whole thing of like, of us getting crazy and buying, like, bulk buying stuff and just trying to like, literally start fights about this shit.
Because there were fights.
Yeah, there were. And there's like, these people that, are recording these people and packing them in their cars and da-da-da-da. It's just like, I mean, yes, I get that they're buying it. I get that they paid for it at the end of the day. But it's like, no one's going to need 100 roscas. You're probably not going to even sell all the 100 roscas, Like, I don't know. I just support your local bakeries. That's literally the gist of it.
Yeah.
Support your local bakeries.
Support your local, small business owners and whatnot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mexipino Food Fed. We're going to buy all that Costco shit. And we're just going to give it away.
I'm sick. But another frenzy that was happening was the Stanley Cup one.
Oh my God.
That's not a Stanley Cup though, is it?
No, I mean, I could flex like it's a Stanley Cup. I mean, it's a cup that holds like water and whatever.
That's true. Whatchamacallit? Oh my gosh. Wait.
What happened? Breaking news?
Callie Uchis is live with a baby?
Oh, Callie Uchis has a baby?
She's expecting her first child with Don Tolliver. I called it.
Oh, shit.
Cruz just texted me. Sorry. Yeah, because we've been like having this...
breaking news.
We've been having this, this debate on whether she's pregnant or not. But Callie Uchis has finally said that she is preggo.
This is a live reaction, y'all. I mean, we were about to get into the Stanley Cups and whatnot, but...
She's pregnant. She's literally... She made a whole, like, pregnancy video. That's crazy.
Oh, with like the
yeah, with Don
lit.
Toliver.
Okay.
Okay, everybody knew she was pregnant though, so why are we acting surprised?
I mean, you're acting surprised.
I knew she was pregnant because literally, like, the way that she started dressing on tour after a certain, like, after certain shows, she was, like, saying, like, no, like, she just really loves these dresses, da, da, da. Girl, we know when you're pregnant.
See, she should have been on her Rihanna shit where she just wore, like, I guess, bigger clothes wherever she went.
Well, that's literally what people, like, she was wearing bigger clothes, and people are like, bro, she's pregnant. It's same thing with Halle Bailey.
Okay.
And DDG. Like, everybody knew she was pregnant, and then they just announced that they had their son.
Got you. Halo?
Halo. That's a really
that's
nice
a cool name.
That's a really nice name.
That's cool.
Yeah, her and Don Toliver.
Yes, sir. Well, shout out to Kali Uchis and Don Toliver, man.
That's crazy.
As my white friend once said, Kali Ukis.
I'm fucking sick. You know her fan, like her fans, like
their names, like Swifties.
Yeah, like Swifties. Yeah. They're called the Coochies.
The Coochies. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit of a coochie.
Oh my god!
I mean, I listen to some Telepatia.
I'm fucking sick. Yeah, but her fan base is called Coochies.
Hey, that's a fire. That's probably like the best scenario that you can ever get for like a fan base name. Like, fuck whatever your fan base name is. Like the Coochies, the Coochies.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, the Stanley Cups.
Stanley Cups. The Stanley Cup epidemic is what I'm calling it.
Yeah, there's a shortage.
It literally so stupid how these people are getting in Target lines at fucking 4 a.m. to get a red or a pink Stanley Cup that like literally is in collaboration with Starbucks. Like it's so dumb. Like I don't even own a Stanley, and honestly I don't. I don't want to. I own this.
Yeah.
Which is clearly not a Stanley.
And ironically also from Costco.
Yes, ironically. I got 2 for 20, 25.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I have one, Nico has one, and this is what we need to make sure we drink our water throughout the day. But the Stanleys, I get it. It keeps like your cold things cold, your hot things hot.
Yeah.
But like it's just it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Well, so people were literally lining up in the morning in front of Starbucks just to grab these, or what?
It's part of Target. So it's a Target, it's a Starbucks Stanley collaboration. They have some at Target.
Okay.
Because of the Starbucks that are inside Targets. And it got to the point where like people were like cutting lines and people were like shoving each other, and like it's so stupid. Like, and cups are like $65 now, or like $45, and it's just like, bro, get a Yeti.
You're telling me people kick each other and push each other to pay $65 to drink water?
There was literally a guy who jumped the Starbucks like cash register to get the box that was behind the counter. I kid you not. And he actually ended up like getting kicked out of Target. But like, yeah. There's like a video online of this guy doing that, and I just think it's so dumb. Like, and then like now they like limit it to like 2 a person or something like that, and it's wild.
I mean, there's an easy work around that. You just bring like a couple family members, and each of you just buy 2. That they're all gone now.
That's
so
literally
you know what I mean?
What people are like saying, but
so I mean, Stanley, right? Stanley Cups. These were there was a video toward the end of last year where this woman's like car caught on fire.
Yes, and her Stanley survived it, and the ice that was inside the Stanley Cup was still like solid.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. It's not, but I mean, I'm not about to kick somebody for it.
Yeah,
like,
Nico's about to search up a Stanley Cup right now.
I'm all right. Look, I got that same water jug from Costco. I got this from White Elephant. I am not tripping. I don't care.
I just think it's so stupid. Don't fucking kill yourself over like a Stanley Cup.
It's crazy.
It's actually a lot of kids, you know, are getting that for like or got that for Christmas presents, the Stanley Cups.
Oh, I bet these kids were crying.
They are. And like I think it's also like kind of bittersweet. Like it's like, okay, these kids like are worrying about like materialistic things, but at the same time, it just shows like sometimes all a kid wants is a cup. like for Christmas.
Yeah,
like,
man. You know, I'll get you the bootleg Stanley. You know what I mean? Like, I have a Yeti. I ain't tripping.
If you go to the Callejones, I'm pretty sure you can find a Stanley there.
Yeah.
All the Stanleys you want, those limited Starbucks ones.
Come on, man.
Go to the Callejones.
Come on. It's so funny to me how like people are treating, you know, the bread and also
the rosca.
The rosca. People are treating the rosca and people are treating the Stanley Cups like they're Jordan shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people would literally kick back in the day just to get these damn Jordans.
I never lined up for shoes. I never like got the point for that.
I did once, but they were literally for like my favorite pair of shoes that are just broken now. They were for my Concord 11s.
Oh, the Concords. Those are the ones that like the sole completely ripped from the bottom. Huh?
I just need some. I need like the best shoe repair restoration person ever.
There's a shoe repair restoration by my parents' house.
And I hope that they could fix it.
We could go there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But actually, shout out to y'all who are treating all this stuff like their Jordan brand.
I'm sorry.
Fuck y'all. Jackie, also on the cruise show, did have a very interesting question that we wanted to ask just to wrap up this podcast.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. So we do questions of the day on the cruise show, and I kind of wanted to bring this one to the podcast. So the question is, what is extremely hard for you to say? I'm sorry. I need help. I love you, or I was wrong.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Well,
okay, so
do you want me to answer first?
No, I can go first. I think for me, out of the four, what's extremely hard for me to say is I need help.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because, you know, I think especially just living in LA for like 10 years now. This is actually going to be my 10th year living in LA.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's kind of crazy.
So like, you know, I've been like
wild.
Yeah, I've been like independent for like 10 years now. So it's very difficult for me to ask help. And especially before that too, you know, like I wouldn't want to like ask my parents for money. Like I've had a job since I was like 14 years old. You know, I'd never really asked for anything. I was just like, hey, like if I can do it myself, then, you know, I would much rather just not ask anybody for anything. And, you know, honestly, there are things that I've learned to let go of, and therefore I've asked for help for in the past and even like current day. It is just the most difficult thing for me to say out of like all four of these things.
I feel like for a lot of people it would be like, I need help, you know?
Okay.
Just because I feel like in our respective cultures, it's like you don't ask for help. I feel like our families come here to like, our parents and our grandparents came here for a better life, and you know they did everything without any help, you know. And so I feel like a lot of us, when we want or feel the need to ask for help, it's like, well, I can't do that because you know those before me sacrificed everything and they figured it out on their own.
It's almost like if I was able to do it, you could do it too, because you have a better opportunity right now.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel like for a lot of people in our cultures, it's probably I need help. For me, it was I was wrong.
Why I was wrong?
Because I don't like to admit that I'm wrong. I have this thing where it's just like I feel like I always have to get people to see my point of view, and that my point of view is the right one. And it's like it also comes with like stubbornness, I guess. But like, I just admitting that I was wrong. It's like, no, I'd rather like argue than admit that I was wrong.
I think innately Latino women are just born with this idea that they're always right.
I'm always right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
Oh my fucking God. Here we go again. That's the premise of every single argument. Fellas, if you want to date a Latina, just know that they're going to think they're always right. Therefore, they will never say that they're wrong. Even if you know they're wrong.
See, at least I taught him well. I taught you well, babe.
Oh, my God. Anyways, man, shout out to our forthcoming guest on the Mexipino podcast. And shouts out to y'all for going through all the the effery that happened on this one. My name is Nico Blitz.
I'm Jackie Ramirez.
And this is the Mexipino podcast. We will see y'all next time, boys and girls.
Peace.